Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here to talk about my comics for the week. Okay, first of all, my usual image title, Invincible. Now, given from last issue where Invincible had a huge fight with Conquest and got punched through the stomach, now we have a nice sort of calm issue where the focus is on the coalition of planets' progress conquering Viltrumite planets while at the undeserted planet that Conquest and Invincible landed on, Nolan and Oliver are giving Mark some time to recover so that he can be back to full strength. While it also presents an opportunity for Nolan and Mark to get to know Nolan and Oliver to get to know each other a little better. Meanwhile, the coalition of planets continues its fight against the Viltrumites, while Nolan and Oliver are still getting to know each other and Mark's recovering. Also, Tech Jacket and Alan the Alien get to the coalition's home planet, and they speak to them, and they speak to them about what to do, and they end up heading out most of the armies against the Viltrumites. Meanwhile, Mark's recovery is going by, but apparently they've been on the planet for months. So hopefully by next issue, Mark will be back at full strength and in action again. And also it's revealed that a traitor within the coalition is helping the Viltrumites. But Invincible number 73 was a calm issue right after the huge fight, and it just seems to be like your basic characters are recovering, and it is nice that Oliver and Nolan have a chance to get to know each other. Alright, only one Marvel. Invincible Iron Man Annual number 1. Despite the title though, this issue is just a 40-page Mandarin story, okay? It's just pretty much a background for the Mandarin. That's all it is. If you like the Mandarin, then I'd recommend picking this up just to see Matt Fraction's take on him. But there's no clear foreshadowing to whether or not he would actually appear in the series anytime soon. Right. Action Comics 890. Now the banner. It says Blackest Night Aftermath. And now, after the huge Kryptonian Nightwing and Flamebird are gone, now the main title feature is Lex Luthor? What? Well, I thought this to be pretty well. I mean, it really does goes into Lex's mind and personality as it starts to look at him, since Lex has always wanted power, okay? And he briefly had it during Blackest Night with the orange power ring. And now basically he's trying to find another power ring, and he hopes to attain all 7 so he can become master of the universe. And he does go through a lot of stuff, and he's also trying to keep track of Superman, but all he's getting is Supergirl, Steel, and Superboy, which doesn't matter to him. And now Lex is trying to figure out some more information about the Black Rings, and now he's planning a whole universal trip to figure out where they are and how he could get a Black Ring. But Lex's plans are cut short, where all of a sudden he gets attacked, and he has a Lois Lane robot, which doesn't do him much good, and he ends up hanging from a building where it's revealed that his attackers are actually controlled by the classic Shazam villain, Mr. Mind. Yeah. Haven't seen Mr. Mind since 52, I believe, but I'm not so sure about that choice of a villain or what his main deal is here, but I am looking forward to more stories about Lex Luthor, because he is one of my favorite villains. Sorry. Anyways, Action 890 was a pretty nice start to a Lex Luthor story arc. Moving right along. Green Lantern number 55. Alright, we get Lobo showing up. And meanwhile, the Lanterns aren't the only ones tracking the entities. Anyways, Lobo shows up and he fights and he declares he has a bounty on Atrocitus. And so Hal, Star Sapphire, and Sinestro join in to stop Lobo from destroying the... Well, Hal and Carol are trying to stop him from destroying the city. Sinestro just wants wants Lobo to stop so that they can move forward on their plan to find the entities. And apparently the little... whoever the hell is kidnapping them has apparently been led to Las Vegas. Actually, that might be where the greed entity is. I mean... yeah. Put my money on that. And anyways, it's just basically a fight. This issue is just a huge beat 'em up against Lobo. And it makes Hal finally come together that, okay, we have to work to... makes Hal kind of form a relation... kind of like brotherhood with the other Lanterns by saying that that attack one of us, you attack all of us. So he gives Lobo a choice, either fight all of us or take a day off. And Lobo leaves. And the last scene, though, it's revealed that Lobo was actually working with Atrocitus so that he would be able to join up with Jordan. And he paid Lobo with a red ring. Lobo with a red ring. That's deadly. And we get a little backup features here about the cat Dex Star, about that little cat Dex Star here, about how he got his ring and why his life sucks. Green Lantern 55 was pretty fun, actually. It was I mean, I saw Lobo and I just thought, okay, Lobo, really? We're going with Lobo here. What the hell does he have to do with this? So apparently Atrocitus knows about the Endies and he needs Hal Jordan just as much as Hal Jordan needs Atrocitus. Don't know what obviously his main goal is to destroy the Guardians. Hal just wants peace. And as far as the Spectre goes, he probably wants to destroy it. But anyways, this was a pretty cool read. Move right along. Alright. CSI Central City, aka The Flash. Now, Captain Boomerang is trapped in Iron Heights, thinking of a way to escape, when all of a sudden he discovers a new power that gives him the ability to form boomerangs, which also explode. Oh. And last issue, we left with the cliffhanger where Barry's DNA was found on the corpse of the Mirror Monarch. And when the rest of the Central City's crime lab sees it, immediately they jump to the conclusion that he made an amateur mistake and contaminated the crime scene. After Barry talks to Iris about the situation, how he needs to prove his innocence and get someone up and figure out how he can get out of the situation with the Renegades, Iris decides to help him to figure out what to do, and all of a sudden the Renegades attack yet again. They put the Flash in some sort of speed force field, but Barry's able to get through it. And the fight, and we get a little hint here where the future Top says that he notices Iris West and says that they could end this right now. All they have to do is take her before something happens. Don't know what it is, but... And the fight goes on and it looks like the Renegades almost have the Flash, but then all of a sudden, Captain Boomerang shows up, and we get a teaser here for next issue, The Flash versus Captain Boomerang. And a nice little thing to this issue, though. It's the return of Flash facts. First of all, how Boomerang works. Then, how in the hell does Captain Boomerang get his own boomerangs? Okay, Flash, Central City, CSI. This is a pretty fun title. I mean, it's classic Flash. We've got villains from the future. And again, this is a good cliffhanger with the Flash getting ready to take on the newly revitalized Captain Boomerang. And I did like those flashbacks in the back. Okay, I've got one more comic to review, but unfortunately I'm not going to have time in this video. So, Spider-Man 1991 saying, stay tuned.